What's up, everyone? I'm the devastating Just Cause, and this is DJC Game Studios. This is called Hit the Camera tab up and down. Alright, let's not do that. Welcome. Sorry about the shades, because it's always sunny when you're cool. It's very bright. Alright. Yes, I know it's another blue new shirt. Sleeves just fell off again. Don't get it. Need to talk to that company. A little wrinkled. Anyways, we're not here to talk about wrinkles and shirts or sleeves falling off because my arms are too big. We are here to talk about responses. We're here to do responses. This is a response to Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions. BIC, if you will, for short. Anyways, I think he was responding to Mike or someone. This is the 4 games that made me the nerd I am today with video games. I'm very nerdy with other stuff, too. Okay, let's get into it. So, my number one has to be, you already know, bowling on Intellivision. I've had a very, thanks for the message. I've had a very long run at this and still currently going. So I grew up playing this because my dad bought it for our first Intellivision. And me and my mom and dad would play this all the time. I'd always seen their friends playing this. When I moved to California, I took my original one to California. Me and my friends out there played the heck out of it. After that, I even got when I moved out to, that's when I was in Huntington Beach. When I moved out to Long Beach, California, I even played, I got the original Xbox then. Man, I remember that going out, not to go on too much of a tangent, but I remember going out there, and before I moved into my place in Long Beach, I'm like, I'm going to go to, I think I got approved for Best Buy card for the first time ever, and I'm like, oh, dude, and I bought a 27-inch tube TV, because that's what TVs were. They were tubes. And it was like a big Samsung tube TV. And I was like, man, this is pretty awesome. And then I got a brand new original Xbox. And then, I eventually picked up Intellivision Lives for Xbox, and I would play the heck out of bowling even more on that with some friends. Then I moved back to Michigan, I think around 2006, something like that. And out in the garage of my house, I set up a projector screen, and we had couches and it was like a whole other house in there. And everybody would come over. We called it the Carriage House. We called ourselves the Garage Crew. And we had baseball tournaments, but most importantly, we had bowling tournaments. So Intellivision bowling, to this day, me and my friends are just still about this. And my new Intellivision arcade, I cannot wait to play some more bowling because it's up to 4 players. Anyways, my second one is, of course, Turbografx 16 Air Zonk. Air Zonk to me is just a fun game that I have so many memories because I remember when I went out and bought this with my own money. I bought this just before I got a Turbo Duo, I believe. Which is the reason I kind of saved up for a Turbo Duo, because they ended up making Air Zonk the new mascot for Turbografx after that. And it kind of just brought that futuristic kind of vibe. Anyways, I was always shooting for the underdog. I guess I kind of am now, right? But I always loved stuff that Turbografx put out in PC Engine, NEC, Hudson Soft. And this is a Hudson Soft one as well. And yeah, also a very expensive game, a fun game, but so many memories. Me and my friends would play the heck out of this. To this day, even on the Turbografx Mini, my buddy still plays Air Zonk on. It's one for the ages. It's a great shooter. You could just play through it and win it and go, I want to play a different difficulty. I want to play through it again. It's just fun to play through. All in all, Air Zonk. That's my number 2. Did I say Zonk? I meant Zonk. Air Zonk. What's my deal? Now this is kind of a whole series, but I'm just going to use this cartridge as my setup. Splatterhouse. This is Splatterhouse 2, which is amazing. 2 and 3 were on Genesis. The first one was the arcade version, and then it was on PC Engine. And then there was a weird port to the Turbografx where they made his mask red and cut out some of the crazy stuff out of it. All in all, the Splatterhouse series, I don't know, it's just something I remember. Something from that era, something, I always wanted the arcade version. Now I have some arcade emulators that do that, that's great, but I still would love to find an original Namco arcade of that, and they're super expensive and super rare. But the Splatterhouse series, something about Rick and the mask, and obviously he looks like Jason. I mean, let's just call it what it is when it originally came out. I think, but even the new one that came out on, I think it was it regular Xbox or 3? Oh no, it must have been Xbox 360. That one was insane. I thought that was like one of the bloodiest games ever made. Where after he killed all the monsters, he would suck in the blood and you had a blood meter. So it just made it where. But Splatterhouse series, another one dear to my heart. Now, my fourth and final. Was it 4? It was supposed to be 4, right? Yeah. My fourth and final is Yair Kung Fu, or Year Kung Fu, whatever you want to call it. Wise, Yeast. Anyways, Year Kung Fu was one of my favorites in the arcade. I mean, there was ports to the NES that were completely different. But, and then there was some greatest hits collections, but the arcade version of Year Kung Fu with Buchu and Star and Nuncha, Pole, Fetal, Chain, Toonfun, and who was the last guy? There was Fan. She threw the fans around. It was like a precursor to fighting games. No, it was a precursor to fighting. I'm having a hard time talking again. To fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Now, this was only a one-player versus computer game, but it was the first game that had multiple moves. You only had a punch and a kick, but depending on what direction you held the joystick while pressing combos of those two, I think there was like 30 different moves you could do. Because you had, it was 8, and I think you had 8 different punches you could do. Or was it more than that? No, it might have been 8, because I'm trying to think, I think it's an 8-way joystick that they use. So you'd have 8 different punches and 8 different kick combinations. And if you did some together, I think that even made more. So it was kind of cool with only those simple controls, but it was so much fun. I remember going up to the 7-Eleven up by me, and they always had a pinball and an arcade, or a couple arcades and a pinball. And they were always changing them out. But when that game came in, oh my goodness, I'd say a slight, or one honorable mention probably would have been Super Punch-Out as well, the arcade. But Year Kung Fu, that's my number 4. That's my fantastic. That's my Fantastic Four. Anyways, what is your favorites? I was just responding to Rich, and I hope you enjoyed this. This is definitely the ones that made me the video game nerd I am today. Please like, please subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. That was weird. Yeah. Well, no, I pretty much, I know it was just one Intellivision game. I was going to put Astro Smash on there, I just thought it would be too much. I only had to pick 4. Yes, boss, I'm sorry. I didn't stick to the script. No, yeah, I want to make paper. Yeah, I want to get paid, bro. Yeah. All right, no problem. Next time, double Intellivision content. Oh shoot, I left the thing on again.